Colombian in his only event here. Man who's medaled at the last 2 Paralympic Games from Bucaramanga. In fact, if you go back to Beijing, he was bronze medalist in Beijing as well. Was Moises Fuentes. In this men's 100-meter breaststroke, SB4. Beijing, bronze in London. Silver in London, I beg your pardon, and bronze in Rio. The last time he was world champ, however, was in 2013 in Montreal. Some 8 years ago now. But he'll surely be favourite for this heat. Fuentes just drives his body off the starting block, give himself a little momentum. Going in lane 1, Ruan Jingsong is off to a really good start as well, but in the stroke, Tsapatakis of Greece is looking to put a little pressure on as well. So to Rincon of Colombia. Bit of a battle between the 2 Colombians, but Fuentes has generally come out on top.
Yeah, but right now the swimmers, Fuentes Garcia has a very slight lead right now, but they're very closely bunched together, which is not typical of some of these lower classes. Often you see 1 or 2 swimmers way out in front, as we saw in the last heat with Chernyov. But right now, Fuentes Garcia, slight advantage, but it's anyone's race at this point.
For Antonios Tsapatakis, he's unfortunately missed out on medals at both the last 2 games. In London, he touched 4th, and in Rio, he touched 4th. But he has claimed a host of World Championship medals in this event, but did miss out on the podium again in London at the last World Championships. So Tsapatakis is looking to find himself into the top 2, and at the moment is managing to hold firm against Fuentes Garcia, who is showing his back-end strength. Rincon just fading off, going out a little bit harder, maybe looking to apply a little pressure.
He did, and Fuentes Garcia, he's much closer to the top of the water, and that's allowing him to take this race now at the end.
Great arm strength, great power, and into the wall he goes, in front of Tsapatakis. 3rd for Rivero of Argentina, who touches just ahead of Rincon. So a 1:39.65. That's already taking plenty of the swimmers out of contention. Some jokes in the pool from Tsapatakis to Fuentes. Moises, you are the best. And for the longest time, he has been there and thereabouts at every event, on every competition. Halabi coming home. Bashar Halabi of Israel touches in 2:37.37. But Fuentes, victory in the second heat in a 1:39.65.
And you can see the different techniques that the swimmers employ in order to get off the blocks. Many of them, again, they start on the block, but they drive forward with their arms and they place that towel down to prevent the starting block, which has that very rough surface, from rubbing them too hard. And then here you have Fuentes Garcia coming into the wall. He's got that slower stroke in comparison to the others, but it's a stronger and more deliberate stroke, and it's very efficient. I will say, though, 1:39.65, he's going to have to be a lot faster if he wants to touch Chernyov, who went 1:33.4 and actually is approaching that world record set by Daniel Diaz. So that could very well fall tonight.
Yeah, and look, he's certainly got a little something extra, called El Patron by Tsapatakis, who finished second. El Patron, the boss, when you translate it to English. How much is he going to boss this race?
The boss.
Yeah. For a long time, he's been right at the very top of his game in the 100-meter breaststroke SB4. It's Fuentes ahead of Tsapatakis. Rivero swimming a very strong second 50. Rivero comfortably into the final. Soto Rincon is one of two